Hello, hi, welcome to the channel. So it's been a while since I've recorded or put anything up, and I apologise for that, but we're getting into 2023 now. This is New Year's Eve. There's about 3 or 4 hours left to go, and I thought what I'd do is I would talk about what I'm going to be doing next year, so next year's projects. So what we're going to start with, well, a couple of months ago, as you probably already know, a few people have already done some unboxings on these. Iain McDonald sent out his Border Wars Kickstarter. So this was a Kickstarter that started a few months back, and basically it's Border Wars fighting in the Scottish borders in the 16th century. Okay, around the middle of the 16th century, and this was a Kickstarter started a few months back, and basically finished a couple of months ago, and Iain has been sending out his product to people who are part of the Kickstarter. Now I was lucky enough to get involved in this, and I bought 4 boxes. I bought 2 boxes of the infantry, okay, and 2 boxes of the guys on horseback, so the horsemen and the infantry, okay. I also got hold of some of the peasants as well. Alright, so I got hold of 2 packs of the basically they're the Queen's Envoy, or the King's Envoy, the Queen's Envoy, okay, Queen's Envoy party. So some noblemen, okay, which I'll work through, show you in a moment, and some peasants as well, some villagers. Okay, or rather a farm family, firm family, should be farm family. So yeah, so peasants and borderers, so border reivers. So this is one project I'm going to start off next year. I don't know a lot about the period, don't know a lot about the wars and the skirmishes that took place on the Scottish borders in the 16th century, but it's going to be interesting to find out. So let's take a look at some of the sculpts. So first of all, the Queen's Envoy. As I say, these are kind of part of the convoy. There's a guy carrying all the possessions on his back. Really nice, aren't they? Really nice sculpts. Very nice detail. Okay. So that's the first one of those 3. Second one is some kind of noble. Okay, if we're talking about Queen, then we're probably talking about Elizabeth I, maybe. It's kind of around that period, early Renaissance. Yeah, okay. So Elizabethan. Okay. Or maybe even Mary Queen of Scots, perhaps. Another Elizabethan looking gent in hose. Okay, boots, a little cape. Excellent detail. I'm really going to enjoy painting these up. I've just taken these are straight out of the packet. I've done no cleaning up on them at all. There's almost virtually no flash whatsoever. They just look really good. These are the 4 farm people. That's cool. Superb detail on the faces there, even on the pitchfork. Yeah, so we're talking probably mid 16th century, talking Renaissance. Yeah, okay. Little boy, the hobby horse. Okay. Woman with a pail, very austere looking farmer's wife, maybe. Excellent detail on the dress, fantastic, eh? And the face, brilliant. They're really good, really pleased with them, really glad I entered the Kickstarter. Another little boy on a hobby horse, probably fighting the other one, the 2 of them together. brothers. I won't sing the Rolf Harris song. Okay. Yep. Okay. So Farm People and Queen's Envoy. Then we've got a pack of 8 men on foot with halberds. Go with a bow. Let's go through these quickly. Some of these are missing limbs because I've not attached them yet, but just gives you a general idea of the quality of the sculpts. And the halberdier, probably sword and shield as well. They're a little bit like the Redolero of the Spanish infantry, aren't they? One with a firebrand. Straighten that up a little bit. There we go. Okay. I love this guy. This guy is superb. Now I'm thinking he probably needs a sword. I think I've took his sword off him. I think that's going to be a shield there, to be honest, or something like that. Okay. That's an excellent sculpt, isn't it? With the Spanish helmet. I can't remember what they're called. Castilian helmet? Castile helmet? Okay, he looks a little bit like Conquistador. And what I'll do in a second is I'll show you what they look like next to some of the Wargames Atlantic Conquistadors. Okay, again, very kind of early Renaissance, very Spanish looking. Okay, but pretty much everybody looks similar in that period. Excellent, absolutely beautiful. These are superb, aren't they? First time I've had a really good look at these. I'm glad I've got 2 packs because then I can give them a bit of variety. Finally, a guy who would be holding a spear. Okay, so that's the foot, and then horses, quite nice. Excellent detail, really good detail. And no mould lines on these at all, no mould lines on the horses at the front. Well, slightly, but not much. Okay, pretty clean really, aren't they? Very clean sculpts for metal. Metal is getting better and better, I find, these days. I'm slowly moving back to metal after a long time doing plastic, because I just find that metal sculpts these days are they're getting better every single time they produce them. You've got bloody miniatures, English Civil War, and now you've got these, and they're just superb, aren't they? The old days of having to clean piles and piles of flash off your metal sculpts is long gone, and the amount of detail on them is, I think, equal, if not sometimes better than the detail on plastic, and certainly better than resin. Look at that guy. That's one of the horse's legs, by the way. Okay, so 5 horsemen. You get 5 horsemen, you get 8 infantry. So altogether I've got 10 horsemen, 16 infantry, and a load of farm people and noblemen. And Iain McDonald, who actually produces Border Wars, he's actually produced a game for this as well. Now I haven't bought the rules, sorry Iain, not yet. But when you buy these, you do get the cards with these for the game. Okay, in fact you get quite a lot of cards. There's probably more than you actually need. Okay, so attack, shoot, intelligence, weapon, damage, etc, etc, with some equipment on the back. Okay, and some special ability cards as well. So you get quite a few cards when you actually order the figures, so that you can play Iain's Border Wars game. Now I haven't bought the rules yet. Okay, I'm playing far too many games as it is. But I know that Dom, on Boots on the Table with Dom, he has played a game, and yeah, he's played through the rules at least once. I've seen him do that. I'll just go and grab some of the Wargames Atlantic. Okay, so apologies for that. Back again. So these are Wargames Atlantic Conquistadors. I've painted up quite a few of these for my Spanish Italian wars. Okay, and I'll actually run through these probably in the next video. Okay, and they actually work quite well alongside Border Wars. They're very, very similar scale, so I think they wouldn't be a problem at all being fielded together. And there's a arquebusier, yeah. So, and a Wargames Atlantic pikeman. So I think these would be probably. They look to me to be exactly the same scale, so they would work really well side by side. So if you've already got a load of Wargames Atlantic, you could quite easily get some Border Wars figures to run alongside them, and I mean, even as command squads. I mean, look, in fact the hose is the same on these as well. In fact the faces look the same. I wonder if you used the same sculptor for both of them. They're very similar, aren't they? Okay, so that's a good comparison there between the Border Wars figures and the Wargames Atlantic figures. So if you've got the Wargames Atlantic ones, I would certainly consider getting the Border Wars one. You can always use them as, if you don't play the Border Wars game, you can use them on command bases or as little, you know, vignettes and little set pieces, or even as part of terrain if you use the villagers in a little farm setting or something like that. Right guys, so thanks for watching, and I'll have a happy new year, and I will catch you probably in a couple of days time. And I'm going to do, I think tomorrow it's New Year's Day, so I'm going to do a retrospective of last year. So I'm going to run through some of the stuff I've done, and I'm also going to talk about another project that I'm going to do in 2023. So this is a project for 2023. Probably I might add this to my Italian Wars project as well, because it's pretty much a very similar sort of period. But I've got another big project that I will share with you tomorrow. So thanks for watching, thanks for getting back with me, and have a really, really good new year, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Bye.